I put up a photo earlier. My uncle Stephen put up on Facebook, or at least it said that it was him. Again, I have some Facebook accounts that are almost like a dummy account where they're duplicated. I guess people say they're a spam account, SPAM, or they're a clone account, CLONE. They're not they take the original person that you're friends with at Facebook. They take something about their personality and their trends. They match it up with someone else at National Enquiry. And then they just attach it and insert it into your privacy settings as if you didn't notice they were there. Meanwhile, your very genetically 7+7 elite tuned instrument of, say, a sassy saxophone of, like, you know, whatever, is now all of a sudden playing banjo, and you're like, that is not even close to my uncle. Nope, my uncle's a saxophone, I'm hearing banjo. When you play a banjo, it goes, the tune, the melody, the temperament of a banjo is, my uncle's like smooth and like funny, and then like he'll hit a high note and then like you laugh, and then he'll come down and you're like, okay, I'm super serious, and then it's not that like, it's like, oh, it's like metal on metal gearbox. Oh my God, why would you do that to anyone? Yeah, okay, so that's how I feel about some of you when you speak. If you have access to my day-to-day capsule, you will know who you are. Not my problem, but that would be the people who are more angry than others. Because they're the ones who are stealing the most, who have known the most, and who have lied the most. I can't change that. You take a power away from a body order, numeracies mechanic of importance, far superior for whatever you think you got going on dry land on the map, because we're not having a body order contest. I am what I am who I am, I'm genetically tuned the way that I am, and no amount of you changing the denominations and the power wattage on a magical machine is going to change that. All you're going to do is change the headboard and cause a major catastrophe, which is where we're at. So why do I not want to keep this version? I wonder why. All right, so I put up a picture, and it's what I would call, on one side, it's staunch. It's, right, like straight-faced. It's a Doberman, Doverman, but I think humans pronounce it Doberman, Doberman. One's a banjo and one's like, okay, that sounds like a saxophone to me, but actually I have more of a violin. I like a violin with a bow, not being plucked, thank you. All right, so let's think about this. Then I've got the other side where it's the same dog, but more of a cartoonish, where its eyes are like really wide, like excited, and its tongue's to the side, like, please, you know, like the innocent one of like the unbeknownst, like, I'm just me and you, and there's nobody else ever in the world that's gonna see anything, know anything, talk about anything, because they don't exist, right? That's the second photo. So the face you wear at home when you don't know something and you're safe, right, that's the one to the right. And then the face that you wear when you know too much, that's the one, and that's the one you wear outside to the world on the left. So now where did I lose you on that was never going to change? That's a very simple explanation. Like this, and me having to captivate for you in portrayal form. I mean, they did reality TV shows. They showed you the disgustingly filthy new money things that look like the on the side, that picture on a show called Down Below on a yacht, and not the rigid yacht. I'm talking the flaccid things that went to Wall Street and they're like, it's science! And you're like, no, it's not. I know too much, and this is not healthy, this is not good. And they're like, what could go wrong? Oh, don't even ask that question. Don't put that out in the universe. Alright, so, right, that's where I come from. Right, okay, so Michael Landing has too much banjo in his, stringed geneticists, data banking, whatever. So I am not, that's why I put Michael Prairie Landing. Because I'm not going with my records being opened up like a Christmas Day gift or cut into like a Thanksgiving Day turnkey. Right, you get that? Turnkey, right, yeah. It's not a Thanksgiving Day turkey, Turkey either. So that's why I'm uber specific with mixing the pronunciation and dexterity along with the spelling for druidic purposes on an ideographic tetragram of measure for echo chamber from my body machina. My body machina controls. And then I have my excess and intuition going on. For so long, the intuition faucet was turned off and rerouted to the born this way kids that were not born that way. They were stealing the way I was born and siphoning off. And like, if the hose was pouring over my head of what I needed to know to get to the Michael Landing page and prairie of my dreamy, he's so dreamy, Judy. Oh my gosh, I don't like opening my eyes. Not that I don't love you, Judy. I was like, but man, I could do without Grandma's Kitchen conferences. I just want to go back to like my dreamy, like where I belong. There's so much fun over there. They do fun things. They know fun things. We help build things. We help fix things. Oh, it's a dream, Judy. It really is. I said, I don't know how this human thing, I got to get out of this. This is not a contract I signed. I don't like this. This is malformation and defecation, and oh God, it's horrible, Judy. And Judy's like, well, all of us adults of the Grandma Gundar clan, like where Grandma is the head male because she's female, and we don't have a leader like your dreamboat is supposed to be, right? I go, right, yeah, see, in dreamy territory where I belong, he's the boss. I was like, but over here, Grandma's the matriarch, I'm still the boss. I'm trying to learn what happened and what went wrong in her day and age. So this way, because God only knows, I'll listen to you guys in the center, in the cavity between, or the gap that messed up, but I know it's not your fault. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just trying to educate myself and my committee, so this way they can get me out of here faster. Right, so what happened to that? Because I don't remember there being other countries, other genetic, differentials, other instruments. There was just me and my dreamboat, and I'm his wingnut, and I'm his peanut, I'm his wingnut, I'm his whatever. And I don't remember any other body machina, tetra, any grammar. There's nothing that is of importance to his and my relationship as peanut to wingnut in a paralyzer relation that we were born for. I don't remember there being anything outside of that one capitulation of importance ever needing to know anything, ever getting a vote or a say or a look-see. You want to go do equine breeding? There's a whole catalog of less than deserving children. You go have fun. But for him and I, that was never on the gonna happen. For certain. Because of where we sit and what we were sent for. Let's think about this. We try to make it like really easy for I can't tell too many people. There's a really important function other than that, but that's the rationale. That's the easiest for a human to understand. So, and they have, here's the thing. Natural science is irrational. It's precise. It's exact. There is no standard deviation whatsoever. The only time you get standard deviation is when there's a ration. When you need to rationale, like you need to understand something, so you need to build something to quantify the possibility, to explain it to yourself, so you understand in a absolute kind of a way. Great. That's what rationale is. That's what humans live in at 100%. Whether you're a saxophone human, that is in my category of my 7+7 whole uncle, the one, named Stephen Charles. Stephen being number 1, Charles being number 2, on that scale. Or whether you somehow cloned yourself, without my permission, into a banjo category. And you're thinking, if that's the case, I'll just stay in the Charles category as a banjo and hope nobody sees that I took it from the Stephen Charles saxophone player in the violinist's account of Maestro. Don't think that it's not picked up and recorded. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take for someone to figure it out. Especially in quiet, dark places of irrational things happen, and they're not allowed to happen that way. Because in this irrational equation, the breathing apparatus that you use, and the thing that you see this sagging, my skin is not allowed to sag off of my bones. This is indicative of the science around me. I'm not talking echo chamber science. I'm talking the ribs of the whale. If there's a Johannes, I'm sorry, not Johannes, if it's Jonas, Jonas, with a calendar date of September 21st, I think it was 1968. Jonah the whale, built around my echo chamber, in a pre-thought, has ribs. It's the intercostals of the sternum of a whale. It is rigid cartilage that is then wrapped around and given sternum in the belly of the whale. It links in to a xiphoid process. XIPHOID. The intercostals interlock into the xiphoid process. That is the bones and the structure of the dimension for which I live in. So if those ribs, for instance, are joists in a wall, I know, joists only go on the floor. Joists only go on the floor. Joists only go on the floor. Joists only go... Yeah, they do only go on the floor, except when you're working on a triangular truss in a wind hurricane area, and they build differently because they changed the fucking code! Oh. Great. So the joists in the walls on a vertical horizon with a truss, TRUSS, of triangulum in the ceiling, CEILING, and then the floorboard, FLOORBOARD, interlock, but are not hurricane and tornado proof, no matter what the building code says. And so now I'm getting sag in my flesh off my endoskeleton. Anybody know where I can call in for my xiphoid processor? And who I might have to speak to in the world? Yeah, I fucking couldn't come up with anything off the top of my fucking head. And the shitbags I was born to in Gundar and my grandma's clan of like 10 kids digging in the dirt for worms just to eat. They had never even heard of a xiphoid process or the whale and what the structure of a rib cage even, what it was acclimated to. Right, yeah, no, I got that. I understand, like, you're library kids. You gotta go to a local library and hope that they have on Biblioteca, book and page and Libor, some information for you to build some larger vocabulary, but you don't even know what to search for because there's no task list from a headmaster. Got that. So now, who grew up in a world that knows that these departments, these companies, that these governments, these agencies, these military facilities, these bases, who knows what they're called and how to get to them? Because my xiphoid process is off, and the rib cage of the whale, the belly of the whale that I was built, designed in, is having problems. And I don't know where in the world to call, what language, what land, and what structure you organize yourself in that takes care of such scary things. But that's where I belong. So now how the fuck am I supposed to get home? Just curious.